Alright guys, welcome to today's video, and I appreciate all you guys ordering some of those quarantine and build shirts. They are going to be available on pre-order for the rest of the week, so if you guys do, head over to MotionAutoTv.com and pick one of those up. And I think, Ty, we still have some stickers left, yeah?
As of right now, yeah, still a few more stickers. We'll keep throwing stickers in until they run out.
So we have stickers, basically the turbos and the burnouts ones, like the political stickers. We're going to throw those in with each order, but yeah, let's get started with today's video.
We make the strings louder.
So in the last video, you've seen us remove kind of the donor cab, or this donor vehicle. We removed the body off of the 08 Envoy and basically got it pushed over here, got it pressure washed. And this thing is, I think, ready for a test fit, but the only other thing we got to do is actually pull everything off of this. So in order to do that, this thing, it has that SR that we just put in there for a meme that one day, so we have to pull that out real quick. And then we're going to basically pull off the bed, set that to the side, put it up on the lift, and then pull a cab. So I'm actually not sure if we need to remove the fenders and stuff, or if the fenders will go with the cab. I don't know. I've never messed with one of these trucks. We should probably actually remove the fenders, and then we'll just do the cab basically by itself. We'll kind of test fit that up here. But from what I've seen, because people doing similar swaps, is that you basically have to cut the center out for the tranny tunnel and stuff. But we'll get to that. But for now, we need to get this truck ready to do some test fit stuff with. So we're gonna go start by removing that engine out of there, and then moving this thing over and getting this frame basically out from underneath this. We can start testing some stuff with this. Alright, so I'm going around this thing and hitting all the bolts with some penetrating oil. I think, like, looking under this thing, let's look at this bolt right here. So I just hit this thing with a wire wheel. So I want you guys to tell me if you've ever seen a 1966 truck that you're able to get the bolt to look like that and probably come off just by hitting it with the wire wheel. So, I mean, this thing's like, really, it's all surface rust. There's nothing, like, even look right here. Look at the cab corners. It still has the brace there, which is crazy. And then when you come back over here to the bed, look at the bolts for the bed, like right there. Like, I didn't even hit that with a wire wheel or anything. We basically just gave it, sprayed a little bit of lube on it, try to get it off. So, yeah, I don't know. I've never messed with, like, removing one of the beds on these things, but I hope it's going to be simple. I think as long as these bolts come loose, it should come right up. This is probably how it works. It's going to go your way now.
Came right off.
Yeah, that's nice. I mean, if they all do that, we're going to be in business. so got the frame out from underneath it. Look at that. That went, honestly, that was really simple. I think about 2 hours again, like yesterday, basically just like that with the Envoy. So we chose to leave everything attached up here. There's kind of like a strong spot right here on the frame where like the fender on the fender. So I'm probably gonna take the weight off of that here shortly. But yeah, it was nice to just leave everything up there on the front. So that way when we pull the other frame under there, we don't have to like mount and dismount and do all the, remove like the whole front wrap of everything. So yeah, definitely nice having a 2-post lift. It's crazy how simple these things are. Literally, there's one brake line that was hooked up right here. There's like a really simple wiring harness right here that went to the tail lights basically. So there's basically 4 wires that go to the back. And other than that, there's like a fuel level sending unit and a freaking fuel line. It's crazy. But, and you guys probably wouldn't believe it, but literally, we didn't have issues with not one bolt. Every single bolt came out. We didn't have to cut anything. The only thing we had to do was hold basically the bolts holding the bed to the top with a pair of pliers with them. But yeah, so this frame, super good condition. I mean, really, it's like, I don't know, you could pull it outside, throw some paint on it, or pressure wash it, throw some paint on it, and we could probably sell this thing for a decent amount of money just because it's a short bed, you know, C10 frame. And I think it's a little bit, I think this is like the better one where it has the coil springs. Well, obviously I know it's the better one with the coil springs and like these trailing arms, which inherently this is a decent design. I guess, you know, a lot of people get away with this just from the factory. They get like upgraded arms and just lower them down, and then they C-notch them a little bit to get them to where they sit really low. But yeah, I don't know. I think the rear end setup on that other's a little bit better. One of the biggest things I would say is just the whole front of this thing. That is just kind of more of the older technology. You have like a gear reduction steering box where you have to turn it 20 times to like basically turn it around. No power steering, and then you have like these A-arm control arms, you know, dual A-arms or whatever. But again, we have the drum brakes up front, whereas if you come over here to our new frame, so we have kind of, I don't know what, I'm not even gonna act like I know the name of that strut design, but so we have, I don't know if that's a McPherson or not. I don't know. I know it's probably better, but so we have disc brakes. We have a rack and pinion, which that's probably one of the more expensive things to do on here, is to actually get like a whole subframe with the rack and pinion and the disc brakes. So the front end's more expensive, and then in the rear we have the 4-link setup with the disc brakes. The other benefit of using this frame is, you know, already brake lines ran, fuel lines ran, the engine's already mounted, the transmission's already mounted. Literally everything is already mounted to it. So yeah, I think what we're gonna end up having to do is cut more so right here on the front of the frame and drop it down. But we'll see a little bit more of that once we actually get this thing set in there. So what I wanted to do now is actually, I kind of want to get the frames side by side so you can get kind of like a little bit of a visual on them. But otherwise, I'm going to pull this thing outside and we're going to stick that under it, kind of set it and see where we're looking. Hey, Ty, you know they make those little floor jacks?
Are those things you put on the wheels?
Yeah, you know they make these little things that you stick under the wheels where they just roll around. You don't have to do this.
Is that straight?
Yeah, it's pretty straight. Alright, so let's get a visual right here. See, this one already comes equipped with an engine and tranny too. That's the nice thing. So, all right, you ready? All right, so here we go. We'll just freaking duck down a little bit. See kind of the differences.
They look like. You think they build airplanes like this?
They just eyeball it. They're like,
You're like, yeah, it's good.
yeah, you know what?
Boeing did.
Hold on.
I mean,
Boeing
really though.
Boeing did have to ground all their 737s. So
I mean, look at that. Like really, like when you start looking at it, like the middle is definitely a lot lower. So I think the engine is probably going to sit up higher in the engine bay, in the cab. Yeah, look at the mount points. So this was mounted on basically the cab was mounted in these positions right here. So 4 mounts right here for the cab, and then the front for the fenders was mounted right here. But it's crazy how similar. Like, look at that. This thing in the front, that thing in the front.
Go-to.
What?
You can use your go-to.
What's that?
Wobble bolts.
Yeah, we could use wobble bolts. We'll make it work. Really, like that back mount, like almost looks like it's in the right spot.
This one right here, I think he said he just had to chop these and he's moved them back like 2 inches or something.
I don't know.
These front ones, he's got to move back like 2 inches.
I don't know. I'm pretty stoked. I'm ready to stick it on there after we take some pictures. So, yeah, if you guys are liking this progress so far, I'm gonna hit that like button probably. But I'm gonna take some pictures, get you guys a thumbnail. This is kind of the first test. So you can see the power steering pump is kind of in the way, and then right here these strut towers, or the where the little strut mounts, basically that needs to be kind of cut away right here. So we would have to either cut these or just completely remove these inner fender wells. And so you can see right here in the front we have probably 7 or 8 inches between right here, maybe 6 inches. That goes right there in between here. Whereas if we come right here to the back, the body mount is actually right here. And this, we probably have like almost 2 feet that we actually need to go down. So basically the cab is gonna sit, I'm pretty sure, right here, right there. So we'll basically do like a little block or something right here, or move the body mount right here. This front one I think is gonna have to move a little bit, just because it mounts, where does it mount? I think it's like right here or something like that. So we'll have to move that mount, and then in the front I think we're basically just gonna have to chop the frame. So I did some searching on the internet kind of before I pulled the trigger on this thing, and there's a forum, I think it's like 67 to 72 Chevy C10s, and there's actually a guy that did I think it's a 56 C10, which has the same exact bed as this, like the step side bed, same length and everything, but it has the more rounded front corners and stuff. And that's kind of how I knew. I was just like, nope, we're doing it, because he did it. He literally did it in his driveway with a cherry picker. So yeah, cut the frame right there, set the front down, move the body mounts. Man, we're gonna be in business, I think. Actually, no. All right, guys. So yeah, as you can see, we are getting close, and there has been a lot of people basically in the comments of the last video that we uploaded yesterday, talking about, how come I didn't do like the QA1 setup. They have 2-wheeler control arms, and there's like CPP. They make like a drop knuckle in the front where you bolt on like 72 and up disc brakes. Again, kind of part of that, those disc brakes are from 1972, or I think it's 79, where it's like OEM disc brakes off every Chevy truck from like 72 to like 80 something. I was reading, one guy had like an LS swap in his C10 that had those brakes on a forum, and he basically said that they suck. Like they're just not that great of brakes. They're like OEM truck brakes. They're they are an upgrade from the drum brakes, but they're not like crazy performance wise. So I'm assuming these ones are going to be a little better. They are off an 08. This chassis started in, I think, 02, so a little bit newer technology. And again, you can go crazy. You could spend a lot of money on the front of these things. You could definitely upgrade these chassis and make these things drive like a freaking Corvette, and you could autocross them and do all that other type of stuff. Or you could buy a Corvette. But most of the reason why I'm doing this whole thing is for a budget. Like literally, it started out with me testing out this engine, which they're at the junkyard. Probably why, because they blow head gaskets and they have rod knocks. But there's tons of these things available. This is something that you could save a whole lot of money. Let's say you even pick up one of these trailblazers for like $1,000. Again, you have an engine, you have a tranny, you have all the brakes, you have the whole new modern frame. You literally won't even have to bleed the brakes before you won't even have to bleed the brakes. Like, you can't tell me that you could do a disc brake swap on your truck and not bleed the brakes. because literally, freaking these things are just sitting here. They have braided lines right there. We're gonna adapt the booster and everything over to it, the throttle pedal, all that type of stuff. Again, I do need to start addressing this engine. I mostly want to get this thing mocked up, and then we'll pull the engine out and swap the bottom ends with the one out of the other truck, and then we'll probably do a little bit of upgrades to the head on this and get it all decked and checked and stuff. So yeah, I mean, wheelbase, it honestly it's not as wide as I thought it was gonna be.
That's because you need some big fatties on there.
I mean, that's good though, because the picture of the other guy that did it, his fenders were like super.
That was on that other body.
Yeah, it was on the older body. Yeah. But man, I mean, I definitely think, I know it's gonna fit. Again, I seen this. I can't say I'm the creator of this, but I did some research and figured out that this is gonna work. So I think this is gonna be kind of the best bang for your buck. So I don't know. I'm probably just gonna call it right there with this video, and in the next video. We'll try to get this body, well, we'll just basically start cutting and welding and doing all that type of stuff. So yeah, again, if you guys want me to modify this frame, you can send me your credit card number, or I'll send you my shipping address.
Links in the description.
Yeah, links in the description.
Gift it to us.
We have
yeah, again, $300 frame versus probably about $6,000 if you did everything, you know, the right way, buy all OEM brand new parts, do nice stuff. So $300 versus probably like $5,000 to $6,000. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna make this thing work. When this thing's running and driving in like 2 freaking weeks, hopefully you guys are stoked for me. So see you next time.